When we think about recruiting talent, we'll start there. Recruiting talent's an extremely hard task for many organizations. It's a demanding type of task. You go through tons of resumes, tons of applications, all to then potentially lose a candidate at the finish line because there's a higher paying provider out there. Paylocity is versed in helping with our homegrown recruiting product to make sure that you can screen your candidates, find your candidates, so you can start focusing on the individuals that you want to hire and getting them onboarded. We want to make sure that we're keeping them happy. We want to make sure that you're compensating them fairly based on your region and where you are in the country as well. But we understand year over year retention rates have diminished. Why is that? We've pulled some stats that we found. We have also the source of these stats. It's not Paylocity and MedTrainer making these up. 60% of healthcare workers in the support side are expecting to leave their job over the next 12 months. 6 out of 10. Now, some organizations may be trending a little bit better, but that was a study done by Yahoo Finance and the Ultimate Medical Academy. 64% of average turnover rates are within their first 12 months. So as hard as we work to recruit our talent, we need to equally make sure they're happy, whether we're doing surveys, whether we're doing reviews, whether we're doing, employee recognitions. And part of the reason we have a 64% turnover rate in year one is because there's a 49% burnout according to the general internal medicine research due to long hours, excessive work, demanding work. And while they're getting overworked because 64% of their peers are resigning, they then turn into that next round of 64 percentile that are going to be leaving in their first 12 months. So we want to make sure that as we go through these stats, we're engaging with our employees, we're focusing on not just the hiring, but also when we get them in, it's twice as important to make them feel appreciated. And we're going to talk about that today. But before we dive into that, I want to make sure we also talk about fast tracking of onboarding, because it's not just a matter of grabbing their new hire paperwork. It's not just a matter of grabbing other types of items. Let's quickly just jump to our next slide of the things that onboarding takes up. And as I pass this over to Amanda in a moment, it's so important when we think of onboarding. Someone went through a lengthy application process, the I-9, and all the different things that are required, like background checks that I'm sure Amanda's going to speak to here. But when we think about an employee's day one, you have I-9s, W-4s, handbooks, potential company property, getting an Outlook account, integrating with your IT and all of your back office softwares that you need to provision them to be successful on day one. The world of onboarding is no longer sit in the break room, fill out a welcome packet. We need to engage these users on their mobile device. We need to engage them to be able to do this before day one, so we can make sure from a compliance perspective, they're set up for success in partnership with MedTrainer, so we can get all the core HR, payroll, and IT things out of the way within our one platform of Paylocity, and allow an exclusive partnership with MedTrainer to allow us to then go in and make sure that you're certified and protected for all things ahead. Amanda, I'll turn this rest of the slide over to you.
Yeah, thanks for teeing that up. So onboarding and streamlining for HR people is essential, right? For the objective that involves replacing the manual generalized training assignments with sophisticated personalized system to ensure that everyone receives the mandatory compliance training and policy acknowledgement for their specific job function. So in healthcare, compliance is not a one-size-fits-all. A receptionist has different compliance risks than a surgical technician. Manual tracking leads to 2 major costly failures. Undertraining, so if an administrator forgets to assign bloodborne pathogen trainings to a new lab technician and the technician has a needle stick injury, the facility is immediately non-compliant with OSHA regulations and exposed to high liability. Or there's overtraining, so assigning every staff member every single compliance course.